Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RESIN, Texas. I ordered some stuff, so I thought that we would do a small unboxing since it came in the mail today, and we're going to get right into it. So, I ordered these, and it didn't take very long to get them. It seems like I ordered them like last week or a week ago, but it didn't take very long. Um, and I'm super excited. I will say that this order came from here in the United States. It is a small business owner, and I must say that they do a phenomenal job on the things that they do hand make. And you will see what I'm talking about here in just a few minutes. I mean, they're exceptional. So, this is just kind of a quick thing for, in case you're on the lookout for something like this, you know, and it's being here in the United States, it doesn't cost you a whole lot of money to have it shipped either, because this person actually has free shipping. So unlike other places that you can get from, I'm not going to say the names of the places, but they do charge shipping and things like that. But here you get free shipping. So here I'm just going to cut the box open and we're going to get into it and get started looking at what I ordered. I'm super excited, and they do have a lot more stuff that I do want to order. Um, but this was just some of the stuff that I wanted to grab, right then and there. So, um, they definitely taped up this box because it's super hard to get into. So they definitely didn't want anything or it coming open. That's for sure, because they believe in the tape there, and I was having a hard time cutting it open. And they didn't want things shifting around, which is good too. I really like how they packaged it. They have it in two small packages in inside of a big box. So that's really nice too. How they've changed the way of their shipping up too, and the way they package their orders, which is kind of what I liked. Now here I struggled because I'm trying to use a craft knife to cut open this plastic bag and not cut the product inside. And I should have used a pair of scissors, but yeah, I didn't. I finally did after it dawned on me that I was actually sitting here on the struggle bus trying to get this tape um, cut. And they definitely are, you know, tape the package up really good too. They like lots of tape, I must say. Um, but they didn't skimp for sure on anything that they did, um, from the product to the packaging. And here I think is where I realize I'm going to get a pair of scissors and cut this sucker open, because yeah, that craft knife was just not cutting it, because I didn't want to cut into the packaging. So because I didn't want to cut into whatever was inside the package. So here I finally decided to cut open the package with a pair of scissors and be smart, so we can get into the packaging. Now, I can say that these products that I have in these packages, they're high quality. They're top notch. Um, if I can ever get them out of the package, they do take pride in what they do. So, that's a plus for me. And then I've got this other package to get into, and I'm going to cut it open eventually. I'm going to get in here. When I say you're not getting this package open without something, you're not getting this package open, because it literally, they had these bags taped. I mean, I could barely find a little crack to even get under the plastic to cut it. So I'm pretty sure I know who taped that package, but I don't want to give you the answer right now because I don't want to give you a spoiler alert. So, because then you'll know who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. But yeah, they definitely taped the bags. They didn't want nothing moving around. That's for sure. So here I'm fixing to just I'm gonna pull them all out, and then we'll talk about each one individual of what all I purchased. Now these came from none other than Michelle and Dawn at Glitz and Glitter. That's who these are from. And like I said, I mean, she does excellent work, guys. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. And one thing I can say about her, she doesn't let anything go out the door that's not 100%, or she will redo it. And I have bought molds before that I can honestly say I spent a lot more money, and they were not nothing to this quality. And you know, her that's why I said I will definitely buy from her again, because of the simple fact that I know I know how she makes her molds, for one, because she's done a video on how she does it. Now, granted, I don't have all that fancy equipment that she has to make, to do her molds and all that. And so I'm kind of either having to find stuff to mold with, or I'm having to freehand it. But hopefully my stuff will turn out, you know, as good as hers one day. But no, she is really good at what she does. I mean, I have to give her props on that. She's very good at what she does. And her molds are relatively cheap. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, and then plus she's here in the United States and she offers free shipping. So, that's a win-win right there. You're not having to pay shipping, then you're not having to wait forever to get a product, like you do with, other places that, you're getting from overseas or whatever. It's pretty fast shipping because, they are based in Florida. So, and then I live here in Texas. So it came like, I want to say it came within like a week. It didn't take that long at all. Um, so, but I really do want to know where she got them little bags at, because the bags I bought were the great big bags. I have not been able to find the little bags. So if any of y'all know where to find those little bags, just let me know in the comments, because I'm looking for the little bags for the pendants and things like that. And the ones I got were the big ones, and those are just way too big for, pendants and keychains and things like that. So yeah, if you know where to find the little ones and what size they are, I mean, even if you know what size they are, that would be helpful. And the two molds that are sitting out by the side to the right hand side of me are uh they threw those in for free. Don't know what they are. And then she also threw in the mica powders, that stack of mica powders standing there, that she also threw in for free, which I thought was really nice and sweet of them, to do that. They didn't have to, but I, I really I really appreciate that they did. Now, here is one of her faceted molds that she makes. And if you've watched her channel, you've seen her do this, and it turns out really pretty. Um, just a gorgeous mold. And I can say that this is basically pretty much the type of molds that I bought from her. And these are the same kind of molds that you would get from RESIN. And, they're just as, in fact, they're, to me, they're really good quality. I mean, I've gotten some RESIN molds. Now those are top quality too. and Michelle's are right up there with them. So, I mean, they're phenomenal, and that's why I said it's cheaper to buy if you're looking for these kind of molds, you know, without the heavy price tag. Then order from her because she's not expensive and she gives you free shipping. And she does have quite a bit of a selection. Now that Don's retired, and he's doing the molds, they do have a bigger variety now than what they were when she was just doing them by herself, because she was handling everything. So now that she's got help, they've got a lot more items in their shop than what they had before. And she's got some still that I want to get. Um, this this was just a small order that I placed, but she does have some other molds that I definitely still want to get from her. Now this is a trinket uh, dish or jar here that I ordered from her, and it is kind of like a, a diamond, not a diamond hatched, cross hatched type. Really pretty. And I have not casted in any of these yet, and I've had these molds when by the time this video comes out today or Wednesday, this has been I've had these for several months, and I have not yet casted in them, but we are going to get around to doing that. But and then this one here that I'm fixing to take off, uh the cover, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. When I take the cover off this one, this is the lid to that jar. And I believe it is a bow, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I think it is. But she's got another trinket jar that I want to. Um Now, don't pay any attention to the black and stuff that's on there. That was actually the black that's coming off the cardboard at the bottom. So it's not, it'll wipe off. It's not going to hurt nothing. It's just the cardboard. But now, I will say this too. I really like how she has also started doing and shipping her molds. Now, this is the way I've seen molds and shapes ship theirs in between cardboard. And I love that because it keeps your molds from getting bent. It keeps them. Um, I've gotten some orders from another company, not going to say who she is, but from another small individual. Well, she's not small, she's pretty big, and she's from um, over, she's not from the United States. And she's very well known on YouTube. Now, she wraps hers in plastic. And I noticed when I got her molds that, there was scratches and, a lot of pinholes and all that kind of stuff in there. But now that Michelle has started putting her molds in between cardboard, that's really nice because she used to wrap it in tissue paper. So I really like how she's come around to doing the cardboard in between. And then this is just a little trinket dish. And this, I have this piece and I've already molded mine. But now that I'm looking at this, I don't know if this is the same exact one that I molded for the Bond Crafter that didn't turn out. If it is, she doesn't have her design on the bottom. I'm hoping it's not because I don't want her to feel like I'm copying her. But even though I have not even used these molds, um, and I've already, did mine once and it didn't turn out, so I've got to redo it. But it almost looks like the same trinket dish almost in the kind of the way it's designed. I haven't poured in that mold. I haven't poured in any of these molds yet. And here it is November. So I'm hoping that they're not identical. So if they are, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to mold mine. I'm still going to sell it. It doesn't, um, because, you know, like I said, I just bought the piece of glass. In fact, I bought it, I think, at a thrift shop or something, and it looks like china, and I thought it was so pretty. And that's, now this mold here, oh God, it's so gorgeous. Oh my God. I have been waiting to get this mold. And then the one underneath it. So I have definitely been waiting for these two molds here for sure. And she's got, I looked on her website yesterday or the day before, and she's got a lot more in there. Um, she's got one that's really, really stunning. It's just a little too much for me right now, and that's that mold is one of her highest price molds, but I understand why. But it is gorgeous. But right now, I don't want to pay that kind of money. I can't pay that kind of money, not for one mold. But it is gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. And eventually, I will get it. It's just not happening right now. But she does have a lot more molds that I do intend to buy, um, because that's how good, what good quality her molds are. And I have bought from Michelle and them before, so I know what their molds are about, and you can't beat it. I mean, I can't say enough about her products. You just can't beat it. Spend three, four, $500 from a mold for a mold from Into Resin. I don't have that kind of money, and I don't know that anybody else does. So this is the next best thing that you're going to get to an Into Resin mold, but without the price tag. And this mold here, this is her heart mold. Gorgeous. I've been trying to get through all these 19 videos so I could start pouring some of my new molds that I got. So I've got two more videos left that I've got to get edited and get done. So by next week, then the new videos that I'm going to be doing, they will I will be pouring in probably some of these molds, um, because you can use these for, these little molds here, the heart mold. I mean, that would be a great for Valentine's Day, but you could do it for Christmas. I wish you would really come out with a Christmas one. I mean, like a tray. And that's really what I'd like for her to come out with, is some tray molds, because I know she can do it. So I really wish she would come out with some faceted tray molds and stuff for the holidays and things like that. But these are gorgeous. I mean, I'm just taken aback by how gorgeous these molds are, and very, very high quality molds. I mean, for the price you pay, you can't beat it. I mean, I'm not pulling your chain. I'm not nothing. They're excellent, excellent, excellent quality, and the price is to where anybody and everybody can afford it. You know, so she's not so overpriced that you can't afford the molds. Because I know Ender Resin has one that I want, and it's over a $200 mold. I don't have that kind of money for one mold. I mean, that's just, yeah. I can't do it. You know. Now I don't mind spending 30, $40 for one mold, but $200 or even $100 for one mold, I can't. I just can't see myself parting with that kind of money for one mold. I can't do it. But these molds, like I said, they're gorgeous. She did a very, very good job with the faceting on these, with the stones, and just, I mean, and it shows, and you can see it in these molds. So that's why, I like these molds so much, because the detail is there, and I'm sorry about the way I've got it in the camera. I know this. It's a phone, okay. I hadn't figured out how to adjust because where I'm at is exactly where the camera is actually angled at, straight down, and I'm there. So I'm gonna have to start pushing it further towards the the drawer there that you see. And so I'm gonna keep that in mind, that I'm gonna start, that's my center point now. So I know that I've got to put it up towards that drawer if I zoom in. So, but yeah, I love that cross. I can't wait. I mean, I'm super excited. I cannot wait to pour in these molds. Now, on the heart mold though, I did see, and I have already emailed her about this, and I'm sitting here trying to rack my brain to think if what reply I got back. There was a couple around the top edge, and you can rewind it and see if where I talked about it, but there was a diamond that was missing, and you can see where it didn't. So I don't know if the stone was too big and that's why it didn't, or if it fell off when she was molding it. So but I know I've already emailed her about it. I've just got to figure out what the response was to that. Because I don't remember what she told me, because I emailed her with some other stuff too. So I don't really know if she told me why the there was a gap in between the two. Um, but I mean, it's still gorgeous, you know, nonetheless. And it may, because it was on both sides, so it may just be where the curve around goes to where it wouldn't fit, or maybe it didn't lay flat. Who knows? It could be a number of different reasons, but I mean, all three of her faceted molds that I bought, they're phenomenal. I mean, just from looking at them. Now, like I said, I haven't casted in them. I've seen her do it, and but they're phenomenal. I mean, I can't say enough about them. They are very high quality molds, and they're gorgeous. I mean, you're not going to get that kind of mold anywhere that is that good of a quality. So I just, I love her molds. I can't say enough about them. And then this is that, like I said, this is that trinket dish, um, that is almost like the one that I have, but I think this one is a little different because I have seen her cast this one, and I don't think she has the scalloped edge at the top. Um, so I think hers is a little different than mine. Now that I remember her making it, I think it is a little bit different. The outer the outer design is almost similar, but if you look closely, you can tell the difference between the two. But just, you know, I mean, super good, super high quality molds. And I'm not an affiliate with her or anything like that. She doesn't do affiliates or anything. So, this is just me from experience with the molds that I have purchased from her. I know what kind of quality molds she makes. And one thing I can say, if it's not 100%, she will not let it go out the door. And that, to me, is what makes me buy molds from her, because of that. Because I have had molds that have come to me with being damaged. And I paid a lot of money for them molds. And I was not happy. And I'm still not happy. And I still have to fix those molds. I can't even use them. I have a whole bunch of them that I bought from someone that I can't even use because, I mean, yeah, I can use them, but I will have to do a top coat. Well, the biggest majority of them are crystal edge molds. You can't very well. I don't know how hard it would be to do a top coat on a crystal edge mold. Let's just put it that way, to get rid of the pinholes. And I bought, I don't know, I think 5 or 6, 7 of them. Yeah. So that you will not get from Michelle. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You won't get that. And I mean, I know people are human, they make mistakes. I understand that. But if you need to check your stuff over before you let it go out the door, before you package it, if it's that way, double check your stuff, double check your work. And if it is that way and it's damaged, then don't send it out. The customer's going to understand if you have to remake something. I would rather them send me a message and say, hey, the mold was damaged, da 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 da, and I'm gonna have to remake it. Is that okay? Because I would rather it be okay with that versus sending it to me and I get 6 molds that all are damaged, and you know I've got to try to fix them, than you to send it to me. Because I can tell you this, not all silicones will stick to silicone. I will just tell you that right now. Different brands and all that do not jive together. Like I've heard people say that silicone will stick to silicone. No, depending on what silicone it is. Well, I know that Julie uses a different kind of silicone. She has hers made strictly for her molds. Michelle uses Let's Resin, I do believe. There's all kinds of different silicones out there. So no, one silicone will not stick to silicone. So unless you have that same silicone that person used, it's probably not going to stick. So just let that be known that not all silicone sticks to silicone. And the reason why I know, because I tried it when I did the Bond Crafter pour. But yeah, it doesn't stick. So, and I love that pendant though. And that is from Julie Cuts. That is a Julie Cuts pendant, by the way. So, all right, guys, that is it for that stack of molds there. And now I'm going to go over these 2 small molds here on the side. I still have, well, I know what they are now. One of them, well, no, I think both of them, I know what they are. But the one in this video, I literally sit and tried to figure it out what that mold is. And this is an Amazon that came in, literally just came. But I thought it was something different, so I'm gonna show you what these are. This is an Amazon Vine order that I had to do a review on. These wipes right here, they are dry. They leave no lint. These are wipes that they use in like labs, like for motherboards, components, just wherever you don't need static and lint and all that stuff, because it can damage something if they're static. That's what these are for. And so far, I have not gotten any lint, any static, any nothing from these wipes. They're well worth the price that you pay for these wipes. Like I said, I got them on Amazon Vine and I've got to do for a review, because I'm a member of Amazon Vine. So you get the product, you do a review, that sort of thing. And then, they, you just do a review, and then you're, you know, uh, good to go. But yeah, the two molds there though, I know what they are now. Like I said, I didn't at the time, but I do now because I poured in them. Since this video has aired, um, and I want to say this one here, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is a llama, and the other one is, and I've already shown the video, so I'm sure the other one y'all know what it is too. It was the pig that was laying sideways. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think somebody got her that little trinket, that little pig. One of her viewers or something got her the little pig, and she just, all she did was mold it, and I guess she's just using it for a giveaway or whatever. Because I was actually looking for that mold and the others, that, because I know it comes in a set. There's several of them, and she didn't have it on her website, so I was looking to get them, but I didn't see them on there. So, but it is a pig. He's laying down on his side, is what it is, and y'all have seen it in an earlier video here recent. But at this time, like I said, I hadn't casted in either one of these, but I have casted in them. So, all right, guys, that is it for this video. And until then, be happy, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.